What's up, Jeepers? Welcome back to Jeep TV. Today we are going to be ripping these fenders off, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. First off, we're going to take a really good look at the fenders that I've already cut, which is going to be on the Dirty Turtle over here. This is not my first rodeo, and I'm pretty damn good at it. So, anyways, I'm going to do some close-up shots and let you guys check them out, and hopefully we can do this exactly to SoCo. Okay, so that is the way we have the Dirty Turtle cut up. So I really want to try to mirror the same thing to Southern Comfort, but we may want to go a little bit closer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take... Alright guys, this is about 90 to 100% of everything you're going to need to get this done. The only thing that's left out is the door jamb that we will put on at the very end to go around all the corners, or the ends, so that it cleans it up. But you are going to need a sawzall or a grinder, some form of grinder that's going to cut through really thick, hard, tough plastic. You're going to need a Dremel tool set so that way you can get precise edge cutting. I highly recommend doing the tin snips. They do have this at Walmart. You're going to need pretty much some really heavy-duty scissors to cut, thin plastic that's going to be your inner fender liner. You're going to need some tape. You're going to need some flathead screwdrivers. If you have a flathead screwdriver with a fork on it, or you need to get one, buy one. I don't have one because we have to rip the buttons off and remove the inner fender from the fender itself. You're going to need a 10mm. You're going to need a Sharpie, a dry erase, some zip ties. Not this big of zip ties is all I had. I'm going to probably get some smaller zip ties and a tape measure. Alright, so first things first, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to remove every single one of these little buttons. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what that's going to do is that is going to get all the stuff from underneath detached. That way you can get the inner fender out a hell of a lot easier. So like these right here, I'm going to try to use my dikes and get under them. See that? Just cut them off. See if you can get under them. Kind of pry them loose a little bit. Get under it, cut it off. So now what you've done is you have separated the inner fender liner from just like that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to dive in here and we're going to pull all the push pins out. There's about 3 or 4 of them in here. And what I mean by push pins, they are going to be these little guys right here. So we'll get these. If you don't want to clip these, we're going to try to reuse them. So you can get in behind them, pull them. We're going to want to reuse these. I think I'm tightening. that one. Now we've got one more little push up here. It should bring everything down. Oh wow. Now look at that. Wow. The fenders covers a lot. Look at all that extra room. So much more room for activities. Our next mission is going to be getting this little clip. Oh, look, he's still in here. I don't think he comes out. Yeah, he's not coming out. Our next mission is going to be getting our 10mm and undoing all the bolts under here to get the whole fender completely off. Once we get the whole complete fender off, then we can, you know, we can kind of put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, do some measurements, and find out how we really want it to be. Here comes the police. Alright, so I found something that is different on this Jeep versus the other Jeep. This one does have a Phillips head screw holding the front side of this on. Anyway, so we're going to get our 10mm, get these off, and undo all the little necessary clips to get the whole fender off. Alright, that's 3. We've got one more, and it's up here, so we're going to take that one off last. That way it holds this down, so that way we can go ahead and get this fender off without having any issues. All I'm doing is just kind of pulling up at an angle. I gotta rock these clips. And with some luck, a little bit of force, they will come off. There we go. So those clips slide in here, and they pretty much just hold it on. So it's not really a big deal to get a little rough with them. So now what we've got to do is we're going to go ahead and get this loosened up. We're probably going to need to get this off here. We're going to make some marks to where to cut this. I think on the Dirty Turtle, I took this line and I measured in 1 inch, and I followed it all the way down. We'll just see what needs to be done. If we go 4.5, I think that will be perfect. The Dirty Turtle, let me show you what we're talking about. Here's 4.5. See 4.5? There's 4.5. So from exactly to this rivet here. So this is 4.5 plus 3.5. So I mean, you're looking at 8.5. Well, at the deepest part, it's almost 9 inches. So we're gonna literally cut this fender in half and go 4.5 versus 8.5. This isn't the hard part. Figuring out really isn't the hard part. It's mirroring the other side. So, you know, whatever you do over here, just remember you have to do everything exactly the same measurements, same cut, same everything. So once you start, keep these measurements, write these things down, or keep them in your head. That way when you're over here and you transfer it to the other side, it'll be a mirrored, you know, image. It'll be the exact same. So we have everything marked. So we're going to follow this line, not the top one. We're going to follow this line. We're going to come across the front. Get all this broken stuff off. We actually don't need this. We're going to follow this line. We're going to stay to the right of this line. This little rib. And we're going to cut as much as we can off here, and then we're going to cut up. So all this will be gone. I've measured off 4.5 inches, or actually it's literally past, right in line with this, past it just a hair. So all this will be gone. Alright guys, this is going to be the time to remove your light wiring, set it off to the side. Also, guys, wear goggles, wear gloves. When you start cutting this, plastic is going to be flying everywhere. This is not a project that you can do without wearing eye protection. I use clear, if I'm wearing my sunglasses, sometimes it distorts what I'm actually seeing. So if you can find some clear safety glasses, wear some gloves, so that way none of this hot plastic gets thrown in your hands, the cutting wheel doesn't jump back on you and cut your hand, or you get a piece of plastic in your eye. Alright, so we got this cut directly in half, exactly. I mean, perfect to the tip what we wanted. I mean, you really can't get much straighter than that. This is some really hardy stuff too, so we're going to go and put this back on the Jeep, and then we'll lay our fender on it and then find out what we want to snip off. Alright guys, so we're down to this. I even this up, this is straight. We're bolted down here, and I left one of these bolts out, so we have 2 bolts here, make everything very super simple. This is very sturdy still. Lay this on here. It's about perfect. Okay, so this is where you can concoct any ideas of how you want this thing to look and to be cut. So, looking under here, there are a few options that you have. I mean, you could literally just come up here and just flat fender it and just follow it all the way back and down. That's not really what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start here, somewhere tucked up. I'm going to go measure that Jeep and find out where I started and make that cut around. And then we want to make a little bit of a rounded edge, kind of like to the outside. It makes it look really nice. So it's got to come to like somewhat of a point, come out, and it's going to be at on an angle. And we're going to use tape, so what we'll do is we'll tape it off, get all our angles where we want it, measure all our angles, and then we will trace them with the dry erase. Alright guys, so I went ahead and completed this side so I can do it really fast. And I had some help of my friends. So, well, your next step here is going to be to, once you map out your assault for your cutting on how you want this to be done, like I told you guys, I'm going to try to do a mirror of this one, but we want to be smaller. If you guys want to follow my measurements, so what I did was I literally took my tape and I measured right here down to the point at 5 inches. I measured straight up. It's at a little bit of an angle. This next cut will be 4 inches. This will be 2 inches. Now for this, to make this just right, you need to start off at 5 inches. Your first mark is going to be, quarter of the hood. You should be around 4.5 inches. Then your next mark is going to be, almost over, whatever. It's way over, more than almost past the hood. Right here, you should be about 4 inches. And then down here, you're going to be at 1.5 inches. Okay, so this really gets a good looking fender. this is what we have so far. I will dress this up, make it look a lot nicer. But this is what we have here. You know, I did leave this under here. I left the under thing to strengthen it up a little bit. I've already cut my inner fender. I'm going to show you guys how to cut your inner fender just right. Very, very simple steps. So I'm trying to hurry up through this. We have a storm among us. So your next step is to get a marker and mark this off. Pull this fender off and you're ready to go. Alright guys, so I've got our lines marked out. So look here. We're going to go and pull these off. And that's where our fenders should land. I'm going to go ahead and rip this fender off, get it on the ground, and cut it.
Alright, get a 4-door. They're just like 20.
I just broke my very last Dremel tool disc. To Walmart we must go.
Can't do this on my own. Solo action. I've been me since Scarlet Road.
Nice ugly car with 2 seats. It's like the first slingshot ever. The zipper bands and you don't have to wear a helmet. Yeah, ugly. Sweet. I'm gonna get some of these for when I restore my underside of my Jeep. Alright, where's the Dremel stuff? Dremel. Dremel stuff. It's like buy a whole set or nothing. Bet you the ones I need are gone. Let's look. Alright, I think I got the only pack. Yeah. Alright, we got what we need, we're good. What really sucks is I still have a lot to go, and I'm not even close to doing the second side, so I really don't know how much longer I'm going to work and video in the dark. Okay, so we just got done cutting this off. I know it's in the dark. But anyway, so we're going to deburr it. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your knife and you're going to cut it along the edges. I'm doing a little bit different on this one. So let me get on top of it. So this is looking on the outside of the fender. So what I did was I took this, there's a line here straight across, and since we're having such a short fender, I'll show you on this one. See how you're gonna see, you're gonna see all this stuff under here. So what we're doing is I'm getting this back here. That way you're not gonna see all this crap. I'll show you the difference. So let's take this off. Take that off. So this is what we have. I've got to chop this front section off right here. But I mean, it's gonna be nice, and you're not gonna have any visible sight of this plastic piece underneath. This is the part that everybody finds to be the most difficult, is measuring off your inner fender and cutting it. Well, basically all you're going to need to do is line it up, get someone to hold it for you, and you're going to trace down the back side of the fender. So I'm going to go and trace a line, then I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then you're just going to cut this little front piece off. Follow your line all the way up. You want to kind of get up on this a little bit, and then you're just going to follow up, cut, and then you just have to cut this front part off. These little pair of snips should cut through it like butter. If you're wanting to be on a budget, this is going to be your best bet for a budget-friendly inner fender that still works. Let's turn this beast around. You can use the Dremel on this, but I'll be honest with you, I promise, I've done it before. The snips are the way to go. Anyways, let's go get on the Jeep and see what it looks like. Alright guys, once your inner liner is cut, to get everything back in, you're going to need to get your push pins here, here, there's one there, and then you've got your little bolt you're at the screw in, and it will pull this up. One thing that I did not show, you are going to have to tap a little screw hole here, or tap a hole, and then put a zip tie down at the bottom. So that's the only way you can really keep this from flapping too hard. We're on to the part that nobody really likes doing, but this makes it look so much better. And one pack will do the front. You gotta get the 18 footer. Yeah, the front is done. I gotta get one little thing here, tack that down, and this will be done. Nice, neat. You know, we'll get it all cleaned up, back to black. I'm gonna give the whole Jeep a bath and make it look really good. This thing hasn't had a bath since the last time we actually took it off-roading, so it's been used and abused. Anyways, we're gonna go and stop the video here, and then we're gonna continue on taking a look at this tomorrow, and then we'll work on the back. It's a little bit of an additional thing I've been working on. Just got two little screws here, and had some extra plastic, obviously, because we've cut everything out from under here. I drilled this out and popped the LED in, and I tapped into the 2 wires, and I'll show you on the other side when I do it. But yeah, everything works fine. It's just a running light, it's not a blinker. You can make it a blinker, but you have to buy a 3-wire light. I may upgrade them. It's very simple to do. Instead of just tapping into the side marker light, you'll tap into the blinker here, and then boom, you've got a side blinker. These are the side markers that we're putting on. They're 3/4 inch mini LED. They're 2-wire. You can get 3-wire. I had these for a while and hadn't used them yet. So, but anyways, I just wanted to be side markers. You know, if I want to upgrade them to blinkers later, I can. But yeah. What you're going to want to do is, you're going to want to just twist and pull this out and get rid of your side marker light. You're going to want to keep the plug-in in. So you're going to plug into the Jeep. You're going to measure off. I went just past this point on my other one. Get these wires out. Okay, get these wires out. You're gonna snip these. These are actually power and then ground. It's got a green stripe here. On your LEDs, it's gonna be opposite. So your power is going to be white and your ground is going to be black. So just know you're going to have to swap the wire colors. They don't color match. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and snip these. Snip. Snip. So now we're going to cut the black sheathing. and then wire them up. Alright, so remember, white goes to black, and your white here goes to black. So they have opposite colors going to each other. Alright, we gave it a little test and it does work. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to tape this up, and then we're going to stick it back up in there, and I'll show you. A little cavity. So you're just going to take these wires, push them back up into the cavity, right? And then push them behind the grill area over there. Everything's up and tidy out of the way. You can zip tie it if you want to, but if you ever need to get to it, it's going to be tied down. You're going to have to unclip it. It's actually a nice, really cool touch at night. It actually illuminates a little bit on the tires. Then you are done as far as that goes for the front, and we will work on the back in the next video. There will be a part 2 to this. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. Take care. Keep jeeping.